Hi everyone, this is Emmy, and today I'm going to give you a lesson on crochet and how to make a very basic chunky style baby hat. And if you make a few adjustments, you can make this hat for adults as well. So let's get started. Hi everyone, this is Emmy from www.hectanuga.etsy.com, and today I'm going to show you how to crochet a very simple baby hat. And we're going to use 2 strands of worsted weight yarn, and we're going to use a very large crochet hook. This is a size 9mm USM, and we're going to get started. So to start out in crochet, you just make a loop, you pass your hook through the loop, and you pick up the yarn and bring it through, and that is called a slip knot. And then you can snug that knot up, not too tightly because you want to be able to work in it, but you snug it up against your crochet hook. So the very first thing you're going to do is chain 5. To chain and crochet is as simply you pick up the yarn with your hook, you pull it through. That's a chain stitch. So I'm going to make 4 more chain stitches for a total of 5. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're making a hat, so we have to start out in a circle. So what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch to join, which means we're going to place the hook in the very first stitch of the chain. We're going to bring it through that stitch and through the other stitch at the end of the hook. So now we have a circle, and that's going to be the very top of our hat. So I'm going to make this hat with double crochets, and so to make a double crochet, to begin we need to get high enough. So we're going to chain 2, and that's as high as a double crochet is going to be when I continue to make double crochets around. So to make a double crochet, we're just going to pick up the yarn on the hook. To work this first row, we're going to insert the hook into the ring, the center of the ring, and we're going to pick up the yarn and pull it through. So this is the beginning of a double crochet. You've now 3 loops on your hook. So you're going to pick up the yarn and pull it through the first 2, and then you're going to pick up the yarn again, and you're going to pull it through the last 2 loops on the hook. So you now have your chained 2, which is equivalent to a double crochet, and we have a double crochet. So we're going to make a total of 10 double crochets in this ring. So I have 2. So this is 3. Remember, we pick up the yarn, we put our hook through the circle, pick up the yarn, we now have 3, pick up the yarn, pull it through 2, pick up the yarn, pull it through 2. Okay, so you could just back up the video and watch that again if you need to. I need 10 double crochets in this round, so I have 2, 4, I need 6 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that is going to give you 1 round. And to finish a round in crochet, you're going to slip stitch to join. Now the correct stitch to join in is always mistaken by beginners, because this was our chain 2, and there's our chain 2. We have to slip stitch to join right here. You'll be able to recognize that this is the place to slip stitch to join, because you'll have 2 loops of the stitch over your hook. So slip stitch to join simply means, again, we pick up the yarn, we slip stitch it through both stitches, and that joins our round. So that's round 1 of our hat. So now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to turn. So we're going to make 2 double crochets in each stitch around, And to do that, we're going to make one in this very first stitch, the same stitch as the chain 2 starts in. We're going to wind up with 20 double crochets in this round. So that's number 1. We've got 2 double crochets in that stitch. We're going to make 2 in this stitch. 1, 2. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do all the way around. I'm just going to work my way around this circle, and I'm going to make 2 double crochets in each stitch. I know I'm going a little bit fast, but you can always back up the video to learn the double crochet, and then it's just a matter of getting your 2 double crochets in each stitch around for this round. This is a very quick, chunky style baby hat. So you can see how this is progressing. Now I'm just going to finish this up off camera, and then I'll just come back and show you how to slip stitch to join again. Okay, I'm back. I have finished my 2 double crochets in each stitch around. Now I'm ready to slip stitch to join again. Now this was our first chain 2, and there's the first stitch that has 2 sides to it. We're going to slip stitch to join in that stitch. So we now have the beginning of the top of our hat. So we're going to chain 2 and turn again. Now we have 20 stitches. If we were to make 2 in each one, that would give you a hat for an adult. That would be the proper size for an adult hat. So to make a baby hat, we're going to need approximately 26 stitches around. And we have 20, so we're going to increase by 6 stitches. So 6 into 20, the closest that comes is 7 or 6. So I'm going to 6 into 20 would be 3. So every third stitch I'm going to put 2 double crochets in it. So this is going to be the first stitch right here. So now I'm not going to work in this stitch, because that chain 2 is equivalent to the double crochet that belongs in this stitch. So I'm going to start here. So I'm going to do a double crochet. So now if I was increasing every third stitch, I would have to increase in this stitch, because this is 1 and 2, and then this will be 3. So to make 2 double crochets in the same stitch, you simply double crochet, and then you do the same thing, double crochet again in the same stitch. So there's 1 double crochet in this stitch, there are 2 in this stitch. So now I'm going to double crochet again, and double crochet in the next stitch. So that's every 2 stitches I will double crochet in 2 stitches, and then I will make 2 double crochets in the third stitch. So double crochet, double crochet, and 2 double crochets. Okay, so you see, double crochet, 2 double crochets. So I'm just going to continue that around, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I finished doing my 2 double crochets in 1 stitch, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. I'm ready to slip stitch to join. Again, I look along here, and this is the first stitch that has 2 loops. So I'm going to slip stitch to join. And for a baby hat, that's as many stitches as we need around. So now the only thing we have to do to continue constructing this hat is to make 1 double crochet in each stitch around. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to chain 2 and turn. And then I'm going to make 1 double crochet in each stitch around. 1 double crochet in each stitch around. I'm going to continue that off camera, and then I'll come back to show you the end of the row. Okay, I have finished that row, and I have slip stitched to join. And so you can see how the hat is starting to take shape. So the only thing we have to keep doing now is the same repetition for as many rows as we need for the hat to fit on the head. So we need approximately 2 more rows of these to make a child size hat. For an adult hat, you might need a total of 7 rows or 9 rows, depending on how large you would like to have the hat. So I've chained 2 and I've turned, and I am making 1 double crochet in each stitch around. Move a little bit further away here. Okay, and double crochet in each stitch around. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that and come back and show you the end of that row. Okay, so I've now finished that row and I am ready to slip stitch to join. So you can see how the hat is coming out. Now you have a decision. You can make 1 more row of double crochets, or you can make a band by making single crochets. So just so that you'll know how to do the chain stitch, the single, and the double crochets, I'm going to show you how to do a single crochet band. Okay, so I'm going to chain 1 and turn, because a single crochet is only half as tall as a double crochet. Now to make a single crochet, you insert your hook through the stitch, pick up the yarn and pull it through. So now you have 2 loops on your hook. In a double crochet you had 3. You pick up the yarn and you pull it through, and that's a single crochet. So let's do that again. Hook through, pick up the yarn, pull it through, pick up the yarn, pull it through again. Single crochet right here. Okay, so I'm just going to make 1 row of single crochet, 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around the hat. So I'm just going to do that off camera, and then I'll come back and show it to you. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I have done a single crochet all the way around, and I'm ready to slip stitch to join. Again, this is just the 1 loop and the 1 loop of the chain, and here's our first stitch where we slip stitch to join. Just going to snug up my stitch again there. I'm going to slip stitch right through both stitches. I've chained 1 and turn, and then I'm going to start and I'm going to single crochet again in each stitch around. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. I just keep showing you here. I'll show you the difference where you have the double crochet stitches, and now these are a little more dense. That's where the single crochet stitches are. I'm just going to do that off camera and then I'll come back. Okay, so I have gone ahead and I have done a row of single crochets all around, and now I'm going to slip stitch to join. And our little hat, baby size hat, which would fit probably up to 18 months old, is finished. And so now we're finished, so we're going to fasten off. Fasten off in crochet simply means that you're going to pick up the yarn and pull it through the last stitch. So to finish off, you're just going to thread these 2 yarn ends into a yarn needle, and you're just going to weave the yarn ends into the finished work. Go in one direction and then just go back, leave 2 stitches, insert the needle back through, and go back through in this direction. So you're just going to pull your yarn through like so, and then you can cut these little ends off. So now I'm just going to show you how the little hat looks on my baby model. So there you go. There's your hat, finished hat with the pom-pom on the top and a button sewn on the side. And drop by my shop sometime and have a look at the patterns. There are over 400 patterns in my shop.